Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Who's Joe YouTube Edition.
Who's Joe?
Who the is Joe?
Who's Joe?
Who's Joe?
Who's Joe?
Yeah. Who is Joe?
Today, I am here with Nick Barbieri.
You got it.
And why don't you go ahead and tell us a little about yourself?
Hi, guys. My name's Nick. Some of you might know me as SGC Barbierian. That was my YouTube channel. Recently, I've been working with a lot of different creators to help them just get more bandwidth and stuff done, more videos made, more projects done, just whatever they need. It's something that I really enjoy, and that's why I'm excited to talk to you, Joe. Although I've never done a staring contest while being interviewed, so I feel like that puts my attention in two places, you know?
Well, I'm going to go ahead and I'll ask you the first question. We'll do our countdown, and then we will start the staring contest when you start answering the first question. Does that sound good to you?
Sounds good. I'm gonna listen to it with my eyes closed, get the mojo going, and then time for answer, I'll pop them open, and then they'll stay open the whole interview, Joe. I'm very confident.
I'm confident in you, Nick. I'm confident in you. So, I mean, you've obviously, throughout your YouTube career, already done some pretty epic collaborations. But if you could collaborate with anybody in the world on anything, what would that be? And I'm going to count down from 5. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Okay. Oh wow, this is already hard. Oh, it's tough. Oh no! Joe, I don't know if you saw that.
I did.
It was almost automatic. I literally, I think I'd need to try this. Oh, this hurts. Yeah. I'm not a blinker. But to answer your question, it's a very easy answer, actually. I'm a huge Patriots fan. And I'm going to try my best to stare as much as I can just to keep the right attitude for this. But, like, if I could collab with anybody, it'd be Tom Brady. Bar none. I don't know what I want to do with him. I'm going to be honest. I think if I met him, I might break down in tears. But whatever the project is, if Tom Brady's involved, sign me up. That's kind of where I'm going with this.
Well, I'll be honest. I watch Preston videos through my kids. I probably never would have if it wasn't for my kids. But you are easily one of my favorite people in the video. So I'm kind of nerding out having this experience right now.
So excited!
Thank you, man. That really means a lot. I mean, I have a lot of fun being in the videos that I'm producing. Like, I've been around a lot of really savvy creators that have kind of shown me how things work, and Preston's like the best of the best when it comes to that. So, being in his videos, I'm really glad that you enjoyed it, and it's kind of funny because, like, I'm just thinking back to some of my favorite highlights, and like I genuinely enjoyed it as well. It's funny how that works. I think the enjoyment factor might come across on camera pretty well.
So as all my other viewers know, at this point, I am going to attempt to go the rest of the video without blinking as well. So we'll see how that goes.
Joe, you just had to flex on me like that. After I was telling you off camera, I felt really good about my chances. And then I didn't even notice I blinked until after I did it. And I'm nothing, bro. You are the staring contest king. I am very confident you're going to continue to keep your undefeated streak alive.
I am currently now 24-0.
25. That sounds like a big number. Who's who you got to figure out who's up next, who could give you a real challenge. Maybe
I did.
Well, I was going to say a pirate. If you can find a pirate with an eye patch, they got, half of it is already on lock. Just a thought.
Two glass eyes.
That might be your match. That might be your match.
So obviously, anybody who's watched Preston's videos knows that you like pizza.
I do.
You've lived kind of all over the country. Do you have a preferred style of pizza?
I do. Joe, these are great questions. I am impressed. You've done your research. The pizza thing, people always ask me, even back to meeting your daughter yesterday, is the pizza, I'm going to send you pizza. Everyone always wants to know if it's real. I have my oven preheating so that before I go into my next meeting, I can throw my pizza in the oven, eat it after that meeting finishes, and then hopefully not be too far behind for the rest of the night. To answer your question, my favorite kind of pizza, it's a little bit niche, I guess, but like this New England Greek style. If you guys Google New England Greek pizza, it's a very particular type of pizza. The crust is very crisp on the bottom, but airy and not too thick. I'm not a big fan of Chicago pizza. I just don't like what that is. It doesn't make sense to my brain. But New England Greek, it's really hard to beat. Shout out Rico's, my hometown pizza place. I've been to a pizza joint in every city that I have been to, just because how else am I going to eat and feed myself? Rico's New England Greek style pizza is by far and away the best pizza I've had. And it's just it's something about the sauce, the sauce and the grease. I don't like, what do they call them? Like the margarita pizzas, and like you start getting real fancy with what you put on it. Like, just give me pepperoni, give me cheese if you don't have it. I don't need like pineapple or any of this nonsense that people are trying to spread. That's it. Pepperoni or nothing.
I hear you. I hear you. So I went back and looked at your YouTube channel, and I went back to watching some of your Crafting Dead videos. And first of all, that intro, I don't think that series gets enough credit for how spot on that intro was.
It was a project. It was a real big project.
My question is, how did that idea for the Crafting Dead series come about?
So for me, I think I've always been someone that likes tasting different types of videos. I started making Call of Duty, went into Minecraft, did Let's Plays for a while. I tried my hands at mod spotlights. Joe, you still haven't blinked yet, man. You don't have to really flex on me this hard. I believe that you're gonna win. No, but in real seriousness, it was really just, I had done a few styles of mod spotlights where I spotlighted the mod of the Crafting Dead. Those videos performed well, and I said, at this time, The Walking Dead was very, very big TV show. Season 3, season 4, like kind of peak popularity, if you can call it that. And I just decided, what if I sort of did a little bit more of a scripted content series? And if you watch the first season, the first 10 episodes, it really was just me and my friend Ghetto, who I met through the server on Crafting Dead, just randomly logged on and said, hey, you seem cool. You want to be in a video? I ended up, it's funny, like after that first season, the next two characters I found were also very like, not unknown, but just they weren't creators. They weren't, one of them was a moderator, AK, one of the main characters. And then the third main character, Shark, it's really funny because like a lot of people know Shark now for his Minecraft videos. When I found him, I was specifically looking for someone that maybe was just starting out. I think he was probably 13 at the time. He was super young, super eager to learn. And I just wanted someone that was going to be able to reliably be in the videos. And that's kind of where it started. And from those three characters, the main story kind of progressed, and I would bring people in for collabs. I did a spin-off series with Sky Does Minecraft when I was working in Seattle that really did well and brought a lot of new fans to the series. And I'm super proud of that storyline that we put together for him. And then, like everything, it kind of comes to a close. It didn't interest me as much to continue the series. I tried revamping it. I tried lots of different things. The one thing that I will say that I actually, I bring up a lot when I talk about this series is, to this day, I still have people who continue to watch the series, but like I have people that were drawing fan art 5 years ago that are still drawing fan art. And these people are now in like art school and college, and I just see their skills progress throughout the years. And for some reason, something with my series really resonated. It's kind of like a very humbling thing, if that makes sense.
Obviously, the music and atmosphere of that series was perfect. But when making a video now, what do you think is the most important part of making that video be engaging for the viewers?
That's a good question as well. You're full of these, Joe. You're on a roll. This is great. I think the most important part is you have to focus on satisfying the audience. So whether that's making sure that what's in your thumbnail and what's in your title is very quickly delivered on in the video, and it's shown that it's not clickbait, or it's just making sure that once people are watching the video, they want to stay and watch the whole thing. They can't click off because they want to find out what happens next. I see a lot of creators talking about this. I know Mr. Beast has talked about make good videos and they'll go viral. And I think people kind of misconstrued that. What I think he's talking about is make videos that really satisfy people, because that's what his videos do. Every couple of seconds, it feels like I'm getting a new piece of information, a new cut, a new scene that, 8 minutes, 9 minutes goes by and I'm like, wow, I just watched that entire video and I didn't even, maybe I should have put a Mr. Beast video on in the background because I might not have blinked. That's what I'm going to do next time, Joe, if I'm lucky enough to get an invite back.
So how did you end up connecting with Preston?
So I met Preston probably about 5 or 6 years ago. Just through, I've always been someone that's like very eager, just like being on this show. I'm always down to meet people. I don't think there's, necessarily a downside to meeting new people and sort of exploring the community that you're in. And back then, the Minecraft video community was a lot smaller than it is now. So it was kind of always like 1 or 2 degrees of separation. Um, the way that I've told this story before, but I think it's a really good one. The way that I ended up working with Preston on videos started because I had this series of Minecraft hide and seek videos where, my company in Boston would basically, we'd film them all in house. I had voice actors that played with me in the game and played as different characters. I had a team that was building the maps, and those videos were doing really well for me. And one day I forget if it was after PAX or we had seen each other, but Preston was like, hey, we should film a video. And what I did was I made sure that he got the best possible video that he could get, regardless if I was going to film it or not. I just wanted to make sure this video did well for him. And, what that really did was it brought him value. It made it super easy for him to get this recording done with a bunch of awesome voiced characters that he wouldn't have had access to otherwise. And the video ended up performing amazing. I mean, I think it did 2 million views in a week, which was insane. And that kind of started the process of us regularly working together, realizing that, at least me realizing, I'm sure he might have already kind of known this about himself, but we think about YouTube and life the same way. He's one of the best people I've met in Texas by far. And, I think that's when I made the decision, I got to get down to Dallas and see this guy, so after a little bit of shuffling and rearranging my life, like is normal in a cross country move, I moved down to Dallas about 3 years ago. And, you know, Preston aside, YouTube aside, I'm not sure I'm ever going to leave Texas. I think I've found a pretty good place to stay.
So, start to finish, what is your creative process when it comes to deciding what you're going to make in a video, how it's going to be? Just what's your creative process for making new videos?
I mean, if you're starting at the very, very basic beginning level, I think it's super important for anyone out there that's trying to create videos you need to also be consuming videos, because you need to know what the audience is looking for. And, we all have our opinions on what's, good, or what's a good video. But I think it's important to see, people who are interested in Minecraft, like, you should be aware of certain YouTubers like Dream or Mr. Beast Gaming, or, people that are doing what you want to do at a successful level, and study that. The really interesting thing that I always call out is, like, Dream, it was almost not an accident what he did. He was very intentional, even from a very small size, in trying to learn about YouTube in general. So, first step before anything else, just consume content that you feel like is similar to the content you want to make. Once you're actually trying to make a video idea, I'm a big fan of just, I call it a brain dump, a brainstorm, whatever you want to call it, but just, there's no bad ideas. Stream of consciousness, everything you can think of, sit down, relax, light a candle, just watch as many videos as you can, put a bunch of ideas that come to your head, and then you start to filter those ideas. And the way that I do that is, I try to think in my head, and sometimes I don't have my notebook here, but like, I'll sketch physically a couple of different options of thumbnails and just try to see, like, do I like how this looks? Is it fitting where I'm trying to go with this video? Will people even click this? Are they going to know what's going on? Once I've got the title thumbnail, that's when I start to flesh out the video. I usually have an idea of what's in the video when I come up with the actual concept, but fleshing out the actual details, that's kind of like the last step, because if I don't have a good title and I don't have a good thumbnail, it doesn't matter how good I make the video, I don't have a good video. And that's kind of how YouTube works these days, and in a way has always worked, but I think is much more like hard, fast rule. You've got to put, and I think this is all information that, I've absorbed from other creators that talk about this. And I notice now in 2021, it's really becoming fashionable for people with this knowledge to share it. And I think that's great, because there's just no downside to, I use this quote and I'm going to butcher it, but like, if you want to build the tallest skyscraper or the tallest YouTube channel, whatever, in New York City, there's two ways to do it. You can knock down everybody else's building, so yours is the tallest, or you can just build yours taller and not worry about everybody else. So that's kind of my like attitude, I guess you could say. I'm never afraid to share, secrets, if you can call them that, or how I think of things, because at the end of the day, I know I love this. I was just telling you before, like, I'm probably going to be doing 5-6 more hours of work after this, but that's, I'm totally happy in that. And it's not because I think I'm going to get somewhere. It's like, I genuinely would not rather be doing anything else when I'm awake. And I think that's kind of an advantage that I have. And if people can find what they're passionate in, I think they could have that advantage as well.
If you were to make the title and thumbnail for this video we're doing right now, what would it be?
I don't even know if anyone's still interested in SGC Barbarian, but I would say, you want to leverage your guests for sure. Make sure that people know who's on the podcast and what you're going to be talking about. And how I do it, Joe, because I actually produce a podcast that's a little bit similar. And when I'm going through clips and I'm going through to find, what do I want to title this clip, I'm just watching the podcast back and just thinking to myself, like, okay, is there a moment here where someone says something and that just sparks an idea? So I don't know. Hopefully, maybe I gave you a good answer somewhere, but maybe one of your questions is a good hook. One of those, what is SGC Barbarian's favorite pizza? Screams to me maybe a solid title thumbnail. You can have my face. I'll give you a nice screenshot and you can throw some pizza in the backdrop, or here you go. You could Photoshop a bunch of pizza boxes, like, something like that. We'll brainstorm. We'll figure it out. But that would be my 2 cents.
Nick really does like pizza.
It's not a joke, guys. I know that I may ham it up a little bit in the videos, but it's genuine. It's at least 3-4 pizzas a week for me, and that's me cutting back significantly.
Oh, wow. So since you said that there is no bad ideas, I've got a pitch for you.
Let's hear it.
One of these days down the road, when obviously I'm a little bit bigger, I've got an idea for a video that I could do with y'all that would be a gauntlet staring match. So it would be me versus the entire team. Like it would start off as me versus like Keeley. Then when Keeley blinks, Chase steps up. When Chase steps up, you step up.
I think you might
blink,
roll through all 30 of us in about 20 minutes, if that. And that's somebody holding real strong, 5 minutes. I think that's an interesting concept, but I just don't know. The problem is, Joe, like I hate losing. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm a Patriots fan, so I'm not really used to losing. I'm pretty, like on the winner side, but I knew as soon as I got in here, man, I'm gonna take the L today. I just didn't know it was gonna be 3 seconds into the podcast, into the interview. That's not right. But I think that concept's pretty solid. I like the idea of the gauntlet too, because clearly no one man or one woman could take you on. How many is it going to take to beat you? Could be an interesting angle.
No man can kill me.
What do you see the future of YouTube being, and how do you think shorts will fit in that future?
Well, I think shorts is like any new product that YouTube introduces, right? Like when live streaming first came on the scene, there was, an inherent benefit to those that were using live streaming on YouTube to grow their channels. I think shorts is in a similar vein. There's a lot of organic reach that you can get from something that's not quite as saturated as maybe like regular YouTube search. As far as the future of YouTube, man, I wish I was smart enough to answer this one, but I just think, in the last 10 years, I've seen it grow from, you got to understand when I was 12, I liked this so much, so I did it. And then, when I was 13, they invented the partnership program. So then I could make money at it. And that's sort of like, it was very passion, but also very practical for me because, I was getting to the age where you might get a part-time job and I really loved YouTube. So my motivation became, well, my mom wants me to get a job so I can earn this money. This is how much money I can make as a 14-year-old. I need to make that on YouTube so I don't have to get a job. And that's literally like how it happened. Today, I think this is almost becoming the entertainment industry 2.0, like the TV 2.0. So, where's it going? I think more content, more creativity, more people involved. When I was just starting, I remember when Fred hit 1 million subscribers and he was the only channel on the platform with 1 million. And there's a lot more people trying, there's a lot more people interested in trying. And I think that's good. I think the more people that get into this, there's some diamonds in the rough that I'm sure have not even started making videos yet. But if they just stick with it, they could be the next Mr. Beast. I mean, I always tell people this, like go back to Mr. Beast's channel, sort the videos by oldest, and look at the first 2 years of his videos. I mean, these thumbnails are bad. And he was just starting out. Those reps are important. You have to fail a lot. And the same thing, like, let me just put this out there. The same thing with a lot of my channel as well. You go back even just a year or two ago and I'm like, oh man, like I thought that was a good thumbnail. Okay, like not my proudest moment. So I think it's just, people got to stick with it. They have to be passionate about what they do so that it's easier to stick with. And from there, I'm just excited. I think there's going to be more creators, more opportunities, and more videos, which is great because I love watching them.
I guess we've hit the point where I'm going to get you to say, I was not able to beat Joe in a staring contest.
Listen, anybody watching, anybody out there, I was not able to beat Joe in a staring contest. And I'm willing to bet that nobody that's on, at least for the next, I'll hedge a little bit. For the next 3 interviews, nobody's going to beat you, Joe. Now, you might find a ringer that can give you a run for your money, but I guarantee in the next 3, no shot. You're going to go, what would that make you, 27-0? I like that. That's a nice number.
I've now gone 34 minutes without blinking.
Joe, you just had to flex on me like that? Really, man?
So another thing I do is I get people to call somebody out to sit on the other end and be in a staring contest video. So who would you call out to sit on the other end?
Have you gotten Red Vector yet? Has he done an episode?
I have not.
Okay, Red, I want to see it, bro. I want to see it. And I can call you out in real life too, because you're in Texas. So you're going to see this. And then you're going to see me harassing you outside your house. We're going to make that happen, Joe.
That sounds awesome. Well, what do you have going on? What do you have to plug? What do you have to talk about?
I've got nothing, man. Like, I genuinely don't do a lot of stuff anymore. I mean, I love to shout out my channel, but like, I don't post there anymore, so that I don't like to build any expectation. I'll plug. Here we go. I'll plug Patty Galloway, one of the smartest minds I know on YouTube. His YouTube videos are some of the best breakdowns of popular YouTubers and why their channels work. So if anyone's watching this and wants to get some value, head over to Patty's channel. That's the best I got. And buy pizza, but good pizza. None of that Chicago deep dish. None of that.
Well, that's going to be it for this episode of Who's Joe YouTube Edition. If you haven't already liked the video, go ahead and do that. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, go ahead and do that. I guess I'll say, if you haven't already gone over and subscribed to Preston and subscribed to Patty Galloway, go ahead and subscribe to both of them. Watch all of their videos. There will be one video down here at the bottom left that I've recommended, one video here at the bottom right that YouTube has recommended. Watch one of them, watch both of them, watch all of my videos, and we'll see you the next time.